One loser divided by two equals.
Observe the plan. Come over here, you're the man. Come on, and it's spinning kick, come on! Yeah! Come on, break it, grab him, fool! Shh! No. Come on, come on. Stun! Boom! Come on, boy! Yeah! What's up now? Grab him! Grab him! No. Shit, blah. No! No, don't die! Oh, you kid! You piece of shit! Oh, hey! How'd you get him, eh? Yeah, you snuck up on me, oh. Sorry I had to see that. Well, anyway, welcome to my documentary on virtual violence. I look into the highly controversial topic of violence in video games and the effect it has on players' minds, behaviours and attitudes. Before we dive into it, let's take a look back at where the controversy all started with a look back at the history of violent gaming, the evolution of violence. F*** you, Ken.
Based on the 1975 film of the same name, Exidy's Death Race 2000 was the first controversial video game with the objective being to earn points by running over as many gremlins as possible. Looking back at this game today, it obviously lacks the excitement we expect from modern gaming. Despite this, the game was still so aggressively rejected by the public that Exidy pulled the game from store shelves. Writer Steve Kemp was quoted saying, "What got everyone upset about Death Race was that you heard this little when the person got hit, as well as a little gravestone coming up. That mere fact made the game big enough to make 60 Minutes as well as a range of write-ups in various newspapers. Perhaps the fact that the game was originally named Pedestrian and humans were supposed to be used instead of gremlins didn't help the game's cause. This, however, was timid compared to what was to come. Mortal Kombat can be argued to be one of the most influential games created in regard to its revolutionary content and in-your-face attitude. Bursting onto the scene in 1992, the franchise has made 9 sequels, the most recent being released in 2011. Since its beginning, the game became infamous for its intense violence and gore, and most recognisably, their fatalities. As the sequels rolled out, the franchise continued to push the boundaries with the additions of brutalities, animalities, stage deaths, and harakiri. The over-the-top manner in which the violence is presented does give the game a comedic factor, along with the aspects such as babyalities and friendships. However, the graphicness of the violence was the overriding factor and was the apparent reason kids kept coming back to play, according to parents. Until the 3D revolution, Mortal Kombat was made using digitally animated photographs of real people. Therefore, it was the most realistic video game created, making the violence even more influential. A year after its release, Fox News covered a story on the game expressing concern about the content.
Cold-blooded murder is making Mortal Kombat the most popular video game in history. Kids relish their victory and their bloody choice. Should they pull out their opponent's heart? or simply rip his head off just to see his spinal cord dangle in a pool of blood. How do you feel about cutting his head off? Fun.
Things were only to get worse, as in the same year as the story, the next game in our lineup reared its ugly head. Doom was one of the first first-person shooters to cause controversy among the public due to its violent content. Players control a Marine who is trapped on Mars, whose only hope for survival is to slash through hordes of aliens using various weapons ranging from miniguns to chainsaws. The game has been scrutinised due to its apparent potential to lure youth into real-world violence. On April 20, 1999, one of the most infamous massacres occurred at Columbine High School, resulting in students Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold, who went into their high school and proceeded to kill 12 students and one teacher before killing themselves. News reports stated his, Eric Harris, nickname, Reb, was inspired by a character in one of his favourite computer games, Doom. Police had apparently also found a videotape of either Harris or Klebold with a sawn-off shotgun in his lap that he called Arlene, which was also a Doom reference. Media pounced on the situation, resulting in video gaming once again being put under the spotlight over the effect of violence on the minds of players. Grand Theft Auto is arguably the most controversial game created. Since its birth in 1997, Grand Theft Auto has been wowing gamers and shocking parents with aspects such as drug deals, gang wars, murder and theft, not just common but encouraged. The first two games, simply titled Grand Theft Auto and GTA 2, primarily involved stealing vehicles, working for gangs and murder. It wasn't until the 2001 release of Grand Theft Auto 3 that everything changed for the franchise. Grand Theft Auto 3 revolutionised the world of gaming with its 3D environment, creating one of the most realistic gaming experiences available to players. However, the content involved with the game gave the brand its infamous image. The game introduced major free roam capabilities, which allowed players to do whatever they pleased. Most controversially, the ability to solicit prostitutes, then kill them and take back the money. The following year saw the release of GTA Vice City, the successor to GTA 3. Improvements were vast, ranging from vehicles to music. Vice City was also considerably larger than Liberty City, giving players larger free roam capabilities. Controversy erupted with Haitian and Cuban American groups protesting that the game was racist for its depictions of race wars between the two groups. Lawsuits also ensued against Rockstar, the game's publishers, for involvement as an influence on teens accused of murder. In 2004, Rockstar released their third major installment in the GTA franchise, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. San Andreas was by far the biggest GTA game made, with 3 cities to discover, as well as over 200 new vehicles, minigames, car modifications, and even RPG elements, giving players options on how their main character CJ will look, act, and even weigh. As expected, the game caused the usual debates on violence in video games, with weapons such as chainsaws and flamethrowers readily available. However, it was the illegal software patch called Hot Coffee which let players engage in explicit sex scenes with others that caused mass outrage. Grand Theft Auto 4 is the most recent release of the GTA series, and as you would expect caused large controversy everywhere due to its violent content. With technological advancements, violence was more realistic than ever, with arguments being made that the game was a murder simulator and was used as an example to claims about the use of violent video gaming desensitizing players in regards to killing. On August 4, 2008, it was reported that an 18-year-old in Thailand was arrested after killing a taxi driver and attempting to steal the vehicle and his money, claiming he wanted to find out if it was as easy as it is in GTA. The same situation happened in New York, where a group of teens went on a crime spree inspired by the violent crimes of Nico Bellic in GTA 4.
Police say the 3 teens beat and mugged a man in the parking lot of a shopping center, knocking out several of his teeth just to steal money from his wallet. Police say this larger group of teens armed themselves with a bat, a crowbar, and a broomstick to hijack a car. They formed a human roadblock and stopped a woman driving a black BMW. The teens stole her cigarettes before she got away. A few minutes later, police say they smashed a passing van with a bat. Both drivers called 911, and the teens were arrested within minutes.
Things will seem to only get worse for parents worldwide, as Rockstar has recently released their trailer for GTA 5. If the past is any indicator, we can expect this game to turn a few heads and start protest rallies. With the release date still yet unknown, both gamers and anti-gamers will be waiting with bated breath for more details. Modern Warfare 2 is one of the most well-known, if not the most well-known, first-person shooter and is a favourite of many gamers worldwide. Players control various characters from a range of special forces and fight intense firefights with enemies. The game is more widely known for its multiplayer capabilities, pitting players from around the world against each other. Just as the previous games in our lineup, Modern Warfare 2 contains a large amount of violence, specifically realistic violence, which is where the controversy began for the game. Unlike games such as Mortal Kombat and to some extent Grand Theft Auto, Modern Warfare 2 portrays a much more real form of violence, taking the form of violence we see on a daily basis, that being wartime violence. The game in this regard has been accused of glamorizing violence, alluring players into the belief that war is as fast-paced, action-packed and cool as it appears in-game. For this particular game, however, controversy occurred due to a level called No Russian, in which the player controls an undercover agent involved with a terrorist organization and has the option to join in the massacre of innocent people at an airport. What is the saving grace for the game is that the choice the game gives players on whether to skip disturbing content at the beginning of gameplay, effectively skipping the level. Having said that, players are still exposed to graphic levels of violence, and with the recent release of Modern Warfare 3 we can expect more of the same, if not more violence of a realistic and graphic nature.